The interpretations of World War II and especially of the end of the war in May 1945 are still causing harsh polarization in the Croatian society, based on the different experiences of survivors and related transgenerational trauma. Whereas the left-wing actors continue to highlight brave contribution of Croatian resistance movement to the victory of Allies and to remember the victims of fascist violence, the right-wing actors emphasize the violence committed by the Yugoslav partisan units in spring 1945, thereby proclaiming the communist non-selective revenge for the greatest national tragedy of Croats. The authorities in nowadays Croatia found an ingenious way how to deal with disputed questions by proclaiming of two anniversaries related to the end of World War II. Both of them are in the official calendar of anniversaries, but none of them is a public holiday. The first of those two anniversaries, the 9th of May, is known in Croatia as the Day of Europe and the Day of Victory over Fascism. Thereby, the Day of Victory is getting increasingly overshadowed by the Day of Europe celebration on the very same day. Nevertheless, 6 days later, on 15th of May, the second anniversary related to the end of the World War II is celebrated under the title The Day of Remembrance on the Croatian Victims in the Fight for Freedom and Independence. Despite the inclusiveness of its name, the anniversary predominantly commemorates fallen Croat Axis troop soldiers, including mobilized conscripts, but also the notorious Ustasha volunteers who committed terrible atrocities. Although the solution with two anniversaries in the official calendar might seem as a pragmatic step towards plurality of remembrance in the deeply divided society, it sustains the structural problem of national history approach to the culture of remembrance. Thereby, the official culture of remembrance is primarily subjected to the legitimation of the national state and commemoration of the events that can be interpreted as a struggle for national freedom, leaving piety to other victims outside of scope of remembrance culture. However, the national liberation or any other teleological perspective shouldn't be the excuse to ignore the atrocities committed by the connationals, to avoid inconvenient questions, or to foster a national culture of remembrance based on the popular myths. Therefore, the question shouldn't be whether 8th and 9th of May should be remembered or not, but rather what is the content and what is the message of the related ceremonies.